Hello everybody, Grizzly Pig here. Welcome to today's episode. Today we're playing Star Citizen and I have moved away from the hauling missions I spoke about in the last episode. I made enough money to buy myself a ship that I can use in space combat, and I have chose the Corsair, as you can see. I'm not going to be using this for PvP because it is just too slow and clunky to move about. Your pitch and roll is absolutely terrible for PvP. But for PvE, it is absolutely goated. I'm going to show you what I am doing here to make money, and more importantly, how I unlock the ability to farm ace pilots. The quick and easy, no nonsense guide on how to get these ace pilots to spawn. I'm going to show you how to do it. So you can see we are doing orange level contracts. These are for Foxwell, and you can't just do these on day one. I'm going to show you how to unlock them. And now I have unlocked these. I do these two missions as well as the 150k combat gauntlet mission and sometimes the 100k one as well. And if you do those missions and you keep busy like that, you'll always be making money as well as be able to get the ace pilot spawn as well. Unfortunately there you saw I just completely obliterated that ace pilot body. You don't want to do that. You want to soft kill the ship so that it doesn't destroy the body. I will talk about how to do that, but unfortunately that just happens from time to time, sadly. And why do we want ace pilots? Well, every time you kill an ace pilot that is in a Hornet, when you loot the body you will be able to take his helmet, and that is a required item by Wicklow for a lot of missions where you can unlock some great armor pieces, weapons, ships and all that sort of thing. Also on each ace pilot there is going to be 50% of the time, I've found, a medal. There's many different types of medals. It seems to be kind of random which one you get, but it will always be a pristine medal, and that is really important because other ways of getting medals out on planets, in bunkers and at the Hathor settlement, I have never got a pristine medal, so this is the most effective way of getting pristine medal. Anyway, considering getting medals anywhere else at pristine value is basically non-existent, this method is highly efficient. There is a certain amount of RNG involved, of course, but if you get an ace pilot, this is the best chance you have got of getting these medals, and you always get a helmet as well. And you're also going to be earning yourself council scripts and MG scripts as well, which Wicklow wants for his favours. So if you are a Wicklow mission enjoyer, this is definitely for you. If not, and you want to make money, you will definitely be making money passively while doing this. But also, if you want to sell the medals to other players, they can sell between 3 million and 5 million, depending on the market climate. So really great way of making money. So let's get down to it. So on screen now, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about how to get to these orange missions. There are 2 of them, and you unlock each of them separately. At the top you can see we have to do a certification mission to get us introduced to the Foxwell faction. This mission is basically going to be one that you have to go onto a planet and go to like a bunker, and it's really simple. You just have to go and kill the mobs there that are aggressive to the Foxwell security guards. Don't kill any Foxwell security guards when you do this mission. You'll end up in prison. I did make that mistake the first time I did it, but it's a really simple mission. The guards will do most of the work. You don't have to do it really quickly. Just let them do the work and then clean up the last couple of NPCs there. So that's the first mission we do. That's then going to unlock a whole bunch of Foxwell missions, but the only 2 that we are concerned about are the routine patrol mission and the security sweep mission. These are both yellow level contracts, and if you do routine patrol 5 times, you will then unlock the orange version of it, which is the security patrol. And at that point, doing that mission, you will then be able to find ace pilots. This is a 73,000 AUEC mission, and likewise with the other yellow mission, the security sweep, you do this 5 times and then you unlock potential security threat. And again, this one can spawn ace pilots. This one is a little bit harder than the security patrol mission, the other orange one, because a lot of ships can spawn. It is 135,000 AUEC reward. I don't recommend doing this with a light fighter, although it probably is possible. It's not efficient, and that's why I think the Corsair for this situation is absolutely goated. So there you go, that's all you need to know about how to unlock these orange missions. Do the intro one and then 5 times of each, the routine patrol and the security sweep 5 times, then you'll unlock the next level of orange missions for each one of those. Then once you've got the orange ones unlocked, you don't need to do the yellow ones anymore, because yellow ones won't spawn ace pilots. Just do the orange missions. And if you find yourself in a situation where neither of these will spawn on your mission roster, then what I do is I go for a combat training gauntlet mission, either the 151,000 AUEC one or the 102,000 AUEC mission. And that's all I do. I just switch between all of those. When I first started playing the game and I was out, even with the Corsair, when I first got it, I was literally just spamming the hell out of the combat gauntlet missions, but you should definitely get this done, because this is much better for making money and getting ahead with Wicklow if that's what you want as well. So now we've talked about how you unlock these missions. We're also going to talk about what happens when you find the ace pilot as well. So when you see an ace pilot, what you're going to do is, if you're in a Corsair, you can press Alt K to pull your wings in, and that takes your 2 tier 5 guns offline, so you're only firing with the 4 at the front. That means that you're shooting him with a lot less firepower, which allows you to, when you total the ship, to not completely destroy it, and then you preserve the ace pilot body, and then you can go up to it and loot it. So you can see we did the security patrol mission. We're now onto potential security threat. So in the last mission, you saw that we had to kill a bunch of ships, and also we had to patrol these different areas as well. What will happen when you patrol these is usually only one of them will have like one of the satellite things. If it is a neutral one, or friendly one, sorry, that is green, you don't actually have to scan it, just destroy it and it will complete the mission objective all the same. If it is a red one, again, kill it, but that's even better, because that possibly means that maybe we'll get an ace pilot spawn through that. Or, like you can see here now, without even taking down any of those satellites, an ace pilot has just spawned right in the middle of the asteroids here. So that's really great when that happens. Let's go and take him out and see what happens. We're going to remember to tuck our wings in. And you're going to see that on this mission, aside from this point here, where we've been quite lucky and only an ace pilot has been able to spawn, that when we get packs of ships, in this mission particularly, the security threat one, the ships are going to be much tougher than in the security patrol. We're going to get cutlasses and generally just more tankier ships. If you see ships with ballistic weapons on them, like the Vanguard for example, I would definitely focus them if you can, just because they are going to penetrate your shields and they are going to be doing more damage to you. So we're just going to go slowly up to this ace pilot, and we're going to get out of the ship and loot his body. If you're in a Corsair, what I do a lot of the time is line up the body with the back of the ship and then open the door on the back, and then get my multi-tool out and then pull the body in. That's a safe way of doing it, which means that you won't get fired at by enemy ships if you are just looting the ace pilot, which I do a lot. Like, I will take out the ace pilot even though there are a whole bunch of ships firing on me, and just loot the pilot, because that's basically at that point all we care about on this mission. Even if we fail it and lose 135k, if we get ourselves a medal, then that's all worth it. But if you do take damage during these missions, as long as it's not one of your guns that's come offline, it's going to be very easy to repair. I just head over to Wicklow hangar, because it's very easy to get into, land in his hangar and repair up, and then go off again. And you can see we got a helmet, but we didn't get a medal from this one, so never mind. But we're always guaranteed a medal. And we also, every time we get one of these bodies looted, we get a quartz energy SMG there. So when you're out and about doing Hathor locations, don't bother looting the quartz SMGs unless you want the different colours, because you will get a ton doing this if you are actively farming this. So anyway, back on the ship, and then we carry on the mission. We'll scout these different mission areas here and move on to the next part of the mission and see if we can get another pilot. You will not often get 2 pilots in one of these missions, but it is possible. I do get it from time to time, which is very nice. And from here on out, I'm just going to talk a little bit about the build on the Corsair here, and some little finer details that I tune the ship depending on what mission I am doing. So there we found the satellite. We're just going to take that down. It's a friendly one, so it's not going to spawn any enemy ships, which means that we now just have to go to the next location, warp over there and see what that's got for us. And let me know, guys, in the comments if you use a Corsair or whether you would be interested in getting one based on what you've seen here. I definitely highly recommend it. And oh wow, we have got ourselves another ace pilot here. That makes 2 in 1 mission. So there you see it can happen. But now we have an example of how we have to deal with other ships in the tougher of the 2 orange missions here, and also get the ace pilot. And as I say, all we are interested in is the ace pilot. So we want to go straight for him. We want to destroy him and loot his body before we deal with any of the other ships, because we don't want any funky things to happen to us where the pilot despawns or whatever. So we've tucked our wings in and we're going to target him and take him out. Get in nice and close to him so that when you do finally down him, he's not a million miles away. It just takes out another factor of uncertainty if you are nice and close to him. So here you notice as well, I haven't messed about with the shield orientation on the Corsair. It is a quadrant shield, but I keep it pretty much all of the time on these missions evenly distributed on all of the sides. The only time I will generally think about changing my shields is when I pump it into the front side. I'll knock it up to 220 sometimes, depending on what I'm fighting. This will be if I find a caterpillar on one of these missions, which is quite tanky, and usually I will target that last, and when I do finally start fighting with it, I will pump into the front shield and tank and spank it. But also I will do exactly the same if I'm doing the 150k mission for the combat gauntlet, when we're fighting the constellation, and then you can just box it effectively, tank and spank it, if you just have your shield all the way put into the front as much as possible. So now you can see that ace pilot actually did a little glitch and didn't actually appear where I killed it, but we were still able to find it thanks to the marker. And now you can see I've lined the pilot up to the back. This is the safest way to do it when you've got lots of other ships about that we haven't dealt with yet. And also, if you haven't done so, bind the button in your options for open all doors on your ship. It's a lot quicker way of getting out of the Corsair because there's so many doors. And you see there, we haven't got a medal again, but we did get the guaranteed helmet and the quartz rifle there. So I jumped out the ship there and I looted the body, but an even safer way of doing it would actually be to use your tractor tool on your multi-gun or your max lift, whatever you've got, and then pull the body into the back. Not really a big difference there, but just a little bit more safety. So anyway, all that's left to do for this part of the mission is just to clean up the rest of the ships, and we either get another objective to go to in the same mission, or it just rewards us with the AUEC. So this might take a little while. It's certainly not as quick as doing a 151k mission, but we need to do it to at least get the rest of that money if we can. It's better than just dumping the mission, I would say. I definitely don't recommend dumping the mission, because if it gives us another objective again, there is definitely a chance that we could get another ace pilot for sure. I don't see why that wouldn't be the case. So I'm going to kill all these ships here and then just skip ahead to the next objective and see what we get there. So you will see that when we are warping from mission objective to mission objective, I don't generally plot a course using the map during the missions. I will try and find the orbital markers if I need them myself and just line up straight there. The only time I will plot it is if I need to get rid of some markers that are on top of the mission marker right in front of me, and then it will eliminate everything except the marker that you're warping to. There's lots of bugs with the warping system, but most of them are not really even an issue, because you a lot of the time don't actually need to set a course if you know where you're going and you've got the quest objective in yellow in front of you. So let's talk about the ship and the build I'm using. So you can see that we are using CFs across the boards. We've got 2 tier 5 ones, the Galderines on the the wings on the left there, and then we got tier 4 rhinos, I believe, 4 of those on the nose. So we are using those because they are quite accurate to fire due to their projectile speed. I would consider using NDBs. The projectile speed on those is a little bit slower, but they are quite a lot more damage, except on the Corsair, the hard points just are not kitted out for having NDBs because this utilizes size 4 and 5 weapons. NDBs only go up to size 3, but if you're using a ship that uses predominantly size 3s, go for NDBs if you want. On the Corsair, also very viable because we're in PvE, are attritions. They are the highest DPS laser guns for ships, but they are extremely slow in their projectile speed, so it'll be a bit trickier to land on the fighter jets, but the bigger targets, you're going to absolutely melt them with attritions. Just get in nice and close and you will not have a problem taking down things at all. We are also using military grade A's on all of our component, except for our shield is parapet. This is industrial grade A, you can buy it from the shop, but we use that because it is slightly stronger than the military grade A variety, the FR86, but the shield generation is not as quick. That's what the grade A military shields specialise in, quick shield generation, but generally we want a bigger shield so we can stay facing an opponent for longer. I find that serves me better in the long run. And our power plants are JS 400. They are military grade A. I'll talk about how we get these components in another video at some point, but this is kind of beyond the scope of the point of this video, so I will just tell you the components at the minute. What cooler you have really isn't important. I probably have just one cooler on here, possibly an Avalanche, but the best thing to do with this is probably just for quality of life purposes, so that when you cool your ship, you are able to dump all of your energy into totaling your shield, your thrusters and your weapons. What will stop you doing that will probably be your coolers. You'll have to wind them back a bit. So if you can find a cooler that has the right amount of points that allows you to then, just as soon as you get in your ship, just spam the hell out of F5, 6 and 7 to put your points into everything you need, that's probably the best thing to do, because we're not really trying to be stealthy and get our signature down in this situation. This is full PvE and you are not in a small ship, so do not worry about stealth here. Our quantum drive is going to be the XL1 military grade A. That's going to help us warp a lot faster and make these missions a lot more efficient. Missiles wise, I haven't really bothered changing those. I just find it to be really a chore changing your missiles. I've got a few ships now and I just don't bother changing them anymore. You don't really generally get a lot of value out of missiles when you're farming these missions anyway. With the Corsair, you can be staying out for quite a long time with this, and I don't bother when I go back to repair at Wicklow, for example, restocking the missiles because it's quite expensive, so I just don't generally use them enough to really bother worrying about what missiles I do have. Another thing I do want to draw attention to is the gimbal modes that I'm using here. If you press G, you can cycle through the different gimbal modes that your ship will have, and I just press G once and it gives me the free gimbal mode. I like this a lot when I'm using a ship that doesn't yaw, pitch and roll very fast. So Corsair is a prime example of this. So I go into the free gimbal mode and it allows me to fire the guns off center of the direction of the ship. And another finer point as well is if you are fighting a large ship that's quite close to you but not directly in your face, that isn't moving, like say 1.5 to 2 kilometers away, if you right mouse click, you'll go into the zooms mode and you'll be able to target, pinpoint exactly a place on the ship that you are targeting. This means that the guns are not firing in parallel like they are now. How you can see I would be firing the lasers are all firing in parallel, which means that some of them can miss, but the majority are going to be on target if you hit the little circle. When you are in zooms mode what's going to happen is the projectiles are going to come to an intersect point right at the point you are targeting, which means absolutely huge damage that you can absolutely destroy larger ships very quickly by doing this, because all of the damage is pinpointed in one point. That's if you are targeting the cockpit, for example, you can absolutely destroy the ship just by zooming in there with the right click. And I'm sorry if you're using HOTAS, I'm using mouse and keyboard here, so this terminology of mine is all mouse and keyboard. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it, the difference between the zoomed mode and just the free gimbal mode there. Lastly, I'd just like to say thank you to the guys who made the website that helped me understand how to do these patrol missions here. I'm going to leave a link to that website there. You can go and check that out and give them the support that they deserve, because that definitely helped me put this guide together. I think I got everything in there. Hopefully this video has helped for you guys, and if you have found this video helpful, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. That would be greatly appreciated, and I will see you guys next time.